COMELEC has created a task force to investigate the alleged vote buying at Uniteam campaign sorties. Amid the push for Arosa or Robredo-Sara tandem, Mayor Sara Duterte herself says it's not going to work. Presidential aspirant Faisal Mangundato says a grand coalition against the BBM-Sara tandem is actually a good idea, but he has some reservations. Vice President Leni Robredo will be campaigning today in the bailiwick of the Dutertes, the Davao region, where the Lacson Soto tandem will be visiting the hometown of their rival, Manny Pacquiao, Gensan. And it's official. Converge takes over Alaska's franchise in the PBA. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Kicking off today's broadcast with COMELEC saying that they will now start investigating the alleged incidents of vote buying at the Uniteam's Cavite sortie even without a formal complaint. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us a front seat to this big story.
The COMELEC is calling on the public to report vote-buying incidents and has ordered its staff to investigate the matter. The issue blew up after Cavite Governor John Vic Remulla was caught on video giving away cash prizes during a campaign rally of presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos.
Hindi lamang po yung allegedly nangyari sa Cavite, allegedly nangyari sa Nueva Ecija, kung hindi kahit sa ang parte po ng Pilipinas, sana po tulungan nyo kami at may makapag-file po ng mga complaints.
Remulla handed out 1,000 peso bills on stage and gave at least two winners 5,000 peso each. He defended himself by saying that he is not yet considered a candidate since the official campaign period for local positions only starts on March 25. Election lawyers have pointed out that this is wrong. The Omnibus Election Code says any person, not necessarily a candidate, who gives money in exchange for votes is liable for vote buying. But Commissioner Garcia pointed out that's why someone should step up and make a formal complaint because the bar for proving vote buying is very high.
Hindi po yan admissible in evidence kung hindi ite-testify nung mismo kumuha ng video. Saan siya kumuha, sino ba siya, anong ginamit niyang sa pagkuha ng video niya. Remember po, ang kasong vote buying ay isang election offense na may pagkakakulong ng 1 hanggang 6 na taon. And therefore po, we have to prove the evidence of guilt beyond reasonable doubt.
There are also videos circulating online of people who attended the Uniteam rally in Nueva Ecija, allegedly being given envelopes with 500 pesos each. The COMELEC has formed a task force to look into the matter, comprised of members from the Justice Department, PNP, and Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Manhalaga po na may formal complaint, but the COMELEC can take action already.
Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte urges her supporters to stick to the Uniteam slate. This as some people are starting to back the Rosa or Robredo-Sara tandem for the May polls. That and more in this report from Marian Enriquez.
I intend to honor the commitment of my parties, the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats, and Hugpong ng Pagbabago. That is to support Bongbong Marcos as president.
This is the response of Vice Presidential candidate Sara Duterte to people who were pairing her to other presidential candidates apart from her running mate Bongbong Marcos. Mayor Sara thanked her supporters but explained that she and Marcos Jr. have decided that they will work together for the country.
I continue to pray and call on all my friends to trust that the Uniteam will serve our country with fairness, love, honor, and dedication, the way patriots should.
But on Ted Filon and DJ Chacha's Serve the People interview, staunch Marcos critic and vice presidential candidate Lito Atienza said Marcos Jr. should not be president. He even recalled moments of the martial law era to prove his point.
Hindi naman po. Mapinatay niyo. Mahihiya kayo sa sarili nyo. Wala kayong pinagbabalaki kundi pera nyo. Pakiluklok ka, Presidente. May naiibang ka, hindi ko gagawin yan.
Meanwhile, Senate President Tito Soto admits that an endorsement from the president and other leaders will be a good boost for their campaign.
All endorsements are welcome. Politics is addition. So okay yun. Ngayon, kung wala kang endorsement, kung hindi rin naman ini-endorse yung iba di okay lang.
Soto said their campaign is gaining Mindanao's support as he claims that they made significant developments in the area, especially in Kidapawan and Coronadala. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Amid talks of a Robredo-Duterte tandem, a political analyst believes that having a president and vice president elected from separate parties is not ideal. UST Political Science Chairperson Dennis Coronacion explained that this will just negatively impact the government's effectiveness, since both officials would have different policy agendas and programs. Coronacion added that women empowerment should not be the sole basis for voting for VP Lenny and Mayor Sara as a tandem.
So, bigla na lang sila mag-a-advocate. Ito, pagsamahin natin si Robredo at saka si Sara Duterte, tawagin natin Rosa, tapos lagyan natin ng women empowerment. Parang siya, it's too artificial. It's too artificial. Lalo na kung isipin mo kung sino yung mga taong nagsusulong niyan. I don't think it's going to produce a healthy partnership. Oo, pag na-elect na yung president and vice president, hindi magkapartido, syempre, magkaiba ng policy agenda yan, policy preferences, program of government, kung ano pang vision for the country. Counterproductive, in short, hindi siya in favor of good governance, effective delivery of services, yun. Kasi if ever magkabatiman.
Presidential candidate Faisal Mangundato says the push for a grand coalition against Marcos Jr. has good intentions, but he believes that merging with other candidates may not be practical. Speaking on 1PH sa totoo lang, Mangundato said the proposal for a grand coalition may be a good way to fight the return of another Marcos to Malacanang. But Mangundato notes that forming such a coalition could be difficult as presidential candidates have differences in their beliefs.
Po maganda yung nagsabi noon at saka mula sa puso niya yung sinasabi niya. Dahil alam natin na 10 kaming kumakandidato at isa lang ang mananalo dyan. Subalit, yung siyam na yung kumakandidato ay magkaiba po ang aming pananaw. Sila po dito sa lumang kayusan at sistemang ito, samantalang po sa amin, ay gusto namin, ang goal namin ay tumawid sa bagong sistema. Kaya magkaiba po kami ng sinusulong.
Meanwhile, Mangundato expressed confidence that he will bag the majority of the country's Muslim vote as he considers Muslim territories as his bailiwicks.
Tiyak po ako ng aking mga kapatid na mga taga-sunod sa Allah, sa Diyos ng Allah, sa Propeta Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ay mabigat po yung pagmamahala ng mga Muslim. Tumutulong po ang isang Muslim sa kapatid niya Muslim.
Let's find out where the national candidates are headed today. Vice President Lenny Robredo is back in Mindanao. She is set to hold a campaign rally in Davao del Sur. And later in the day, she'll be meeting a religious community in the province. The Vice President will also meet some local officials in Davao del Norte. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will visit Bulacan today, where he's scheduled to hold a motorcade from Calle Rizal in Baliwag all the way to Malolos City. He'll also hold a campaign rally later today. The Lacson Soto tandem will be in General Santos City, the bailiwick of presidential candidate Manny Pacquiao. Lacson and Soto will hold a dialogue with fishermen and boat operators in the city, and they'll also hold meetings with local officials and multi-sectoral groups later today. Meanwhile, Vice Presidential candidate Sara Duterte will be in Santa Cruz, Laguna for a meet and greet event with leaders of different advocacy groups. She'll also be meeting with the officials of the group Serbisyong Tama Kababaihan, as well as other barangay volunteers, health workers, and daycare workers in the city. First day of the PBA Governors Cup semi saw big wins for the Hotshots and the Gin Kings. And apart from this, the new company taking over the esteemed Alaska franchise has been revealed. Marty Bautista has the story.
The PBA Governors Cup made a thunderous return for the first day of its semifinals at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. Mike Harris was confident in his stride after tallying 26 points to help the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots in a come-from-behind win against the Meralco Bolts, 94-80. Down by 17 points, the Hotshots found their way back in the last two quarters to steal the win. Head coach Chito Victolero had a few aces up his sleeve to attain the win, such as finding the right defensive mix to contain Meralco's import, Tony Bishop.
We have a defensive scheme against Bishop. Of course, we need to do some different defensive scheme because we knew na talagang he contributed a lot on offense. So lalo-lalo na alam namin na halos lahat sila can explode in any given time. But yun nga, mabuti na lang hindi masyadong lumaki yung lamang. And yun, umpisa nung nagkaroon kami ng aggressiveness, yun yung key doon. Natapatan namin yung aggressiveness nila.
For the second matchup, Justin Brownlee tallied 27 points, 6 assists, and 14 rebounds to help lead Barangay Ginebra into another win, 95-86, against the NLEX Road Warriors. The Gin Kings head coach had this to say about winning their first game against NLEX.
We stepped up defensively and we hit some shots. Guys made some nice plays offensively, and that's what it's going to take to beat a Yangyao team. You have to be able to grind out the game. He's going to make you grind it, and we were able to do it today. We'll see if we can do it on Friday.
But the teams weren't the only ones who made headlines as the PBA officially announced the new company taking over the esteemed Alaska franchise. Signed and sealed, Converge ICT, headed by Dennis Uy, received a total of 11 votes from the PBA Board of Governors. The takeover was smooth and simple, according to PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall.
Bigay muna tayo kay Chairman. So pinalam ko kay Chairman gusto pumasok ang Converge. So ano masasabi mo? Sabi niya, sige, magmi-meeting muna kami. After 1 or 2 days, okay, pumapayag kami. So ganun ka-smooth, ganun kadali, kala ko nga magkakaproblema.
Former PBA Commissioner Chito Salud was also in attendance as the official representative of the new team. He adds that they're still ironing out the plans but are open to assess their options in the current Alaska lineup and coaching staff.
We have barely 3 months to prepare for the next season. I'll be working closely with Vicky Bachman on this. Together we'll review and assess the performance of the players and the coaches and make a decision soon.
Because of this, the new team is expected to join the upcoming 47th season of the Governors Cup set to happen around June. Prior to that, Chito Salud adds that a press conference will take place on April 5 to announce the other details, including the team's new moniker. For News 5, Marty Bautista. We are One News.
Here are the stories to watch out for later today. Several groups are set to stage a protest at the BIR main office this morning amid the non-payment of the Marcoses of their 203 billion peso estate tax liabilities. This will also be the topic in today's Isang Bayan Tapatan Media Forum with retired Supreme Court Justice Antonio Carpio and former BIR Commissioner Kim Henares. The Commission on Elections will conduct its random ballot check today amid concerns that the poll body has ignored rules on ballot printing. And local candidates in Bulacan are set to hold a Unity Walk and Peace Covenant to be led by gubernatorial candidates Daniel Fernando and Willie Alvarado. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.